Hello and welcome back to another tech article. In today's article, I want to cover something from the MainWP users group, and that was based on this article by Metabox about using the code snippet extension to activate Metabox and others where you can use a define license where the snippet allows it. And I said I've been doing something similar for a while, and actually I don't currently use this method myself because I tend to go use a modified version of two of my plugins, with one which is a fork of a plugin in the repo that is no longer active, and one is what I released earlier this week was Foundations, and they have this code in it. My versions of these have these codes in it already, so I don't actually activate these via MainWP. I can remove them both from MainWP, and actually Foundations and WP tasks are both designed to be installed and then deleted. So they activate, they make their changes, you deactivate them. They don't stay there. So that's how I do it currently, but it can be done with the snippet extension, and it doesn't have to be only those very few. And there are more, again, more and more of them, but it doesn't have to be just those that you can define in the WP config. And this is how I would do it in a snippet, and this is very similar to the snippet that I've got in my Foundations plugin, both of which are on GitHub, and I'll put links in this description of this and in my reply to the MainWP group. And I'm going to try and keep this as quick as I can to go through the details. So this is the sort of function I would use, and in this case, I have a brand new spun up site connected to this main demo dashboard, and on it is automatic CSS, frames, happy files, and MainWP child, as well as my theme is bricks. And this is the predominant base of my stack. So if I go to automatic CSS as an example, you'll see there is nothing in the license key. Frames, nothing in the license key. Bricks, you could saw it needs activating license key. And if we go all the way back in here into happy files and to settings, you'll see there is no license key. So that's a base install, and it's all around this snippet here. Now I can't show you because of the way this works. I can't show you this snippet, but I'm running exactly this snippet. No, I'm not running this snippet. That's my mistake. Sorry. This is the snippet I use to remove them remotely. I will open the correct snippet, which is activate dummy. So this is the exact snippet I'm about to run, but I'm going to run it on another screen before I can show. So I'm going to run this one here. Well, this has got my real license keys in it, but obviously I can't open that and can't show that on the screen because you'll see my license keys. But I can open dummy, and I can explain to you that all that's different in my version to this version is my license key are between these speech marks here. That is the only difference. And while I can't show you me activating it, I will show you how to send and deactivate so that they disappear as well with the deactivation model. So what I'm going to do is off screen, I'm going to select that child site that we've just had a look with. There's no license keys in them. And I'm going to go to automatic CSS because I believe this one does asterisk it out. And I'm going to select this site, and I'm going to execute this snippet. And in fact, I can. If I drag this over, you can see this is what I'm doing. So let me drag this over. You can see this is what I'm doing. I've just basically entered this all the way down. There's exactly the same code down here, but just with my actual license keys in them. So I'm going to save and execute this snippet. And you'll see that it is now done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and move it off screen again. And then I'm going to go over here and reset. And with a bit of luck, we have a key. And actually, if we go to bricks automatically activates, I believe, with the license key in the database. So there you go. It's automatically activated my license, and that's done. That is done. So that's automatic CSS, and you saw happy files there for a brief second, and you've got the license for automatic CSS. Well, I'm assuming that it works the same with frames as well. So there you go. They've all now got a license. So I'm going to drag this back across again, and I'm going to click the same site again, and I'm going to save and execute the snippet again. And what this is going to do is remove it from the site. And just like that, process is complete. That snippet should now be removed from that site. I'm going to pull that off again, and I'm going to go to my dummy install. and I'm actually going to activate this one here, dummy deactivate. And it doesn't matter, there's no license key in this, so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do now is go over to here, new MainWP site, clone site. I'm going to save and execute this snippet. It's worked and done. So all being well, we should have lost our license key. So if we head over to automatic CSS tab, we'll see the license key is gone. If we head over to frames, we'll see the license key is gone. And I believe it do the same with bricks. Now with bricks, there'll be some stuff in the database still. It's still technically activated in the database because it's got an active license, but it won't last for long. The license has been removed at the next automatic update, and all four of these plugins, I believe, use EDD as their update system, and I think it's 24 hours for an EDD license before it checks again and then removes it. So that's how I would use the snippet manager to activate a site on for licensing. So you can remotely activate a site in exactly the same way, as long as you know what the options keys are. So as long as you know what we're storing them in the database as, i.e. these, what the options are, you can modify them, you can update them, you can delete them. Now, my snippet is designed in this case, and I will post a link to these in a gist for both of these in one gist. So if I open this one here, these only add options. This is designed for only add options. If you've already activated it previously and there's still an option in your database, this won't work. You'll need to change this to update option or add an additional function here to run it through again, an update option if it can't do, or an if is false, and then maybe put an else below to do updates. If that's what you want to do, this works for me. This is all I need to do. So that's what I'm going to provide. But yeah, I thought I'd give a quick run through of how this works, show you an example. Say it isn't just those that you can define in the config, which you can easily do down here by save to WP config. But actually you can, if you know those options keys, you can directly update your database. And it's quick, it's simple. And I do know, I will say that it was mentioned that bulk settings manager will also do the same. And bulk settings manager is pretty much very similar to how Foundations works. Which is it takes a set of settings files for bricks for me and it automatically restores them. And I use a plugin to do that, mainly because it's doing more than one item rather than settings. But this will work, and this will copy settings across multiple sites. So you could also do it this way as well, to save you having to retweak those plugins and reset those settings in between. So it's here and it's available to use. But yeah, if you want to do it via code snippets, this works. This works for those snippets that don't have that work from config define. And the good thing about this is you can send it, activate it, and remove it, and there's no trace of it on the site except for the license keys, and the license keys are no different than if you entered them in the GUI. Well, I hope this video has been of use to you. If it has, please like and subscribe. And as I said, I will put a link to the 2 videos I've done on both Foundations and WP Task after install, just so that you can see what I'm talking about with regards to those and how customizable those custom plugins are, and actually how easy it is to modify those custom plugins. The code is very simple, and yeah, please, thank you very much.